friends, and welcome to Breaking Barriers with Amy. So, there's a big difference between how something looks and what it actually is. And in a world where so much attention is on appearances, it's easy to get caught up in what things seem like on the outside. But over time, something always becomes clear. So, what's real underneath always shows. What you do when no one is watching will always outweigh what you show when people are. It's easy to stay consistent when people are paying attention. And when there's visibility, when there's accountability, when there's some kind of recognition tied to what you're doing. But the real test shows up in the moments where none of that is there. When no one is checking in, when no one would even know if you skipped something, when it would be easier to take a step back without any immediate consequence. That's where integrity lives, not in the visible moments, but in the quiet ones. Think about the difference between doing something because you like it and doing something because you said you would. Those are two completely different drivers. One depends on mood, the other depends on commitment. And over time, the one you rely on shapes your identity. Because every time you follow through, especially when it would be easier not to, you're reinforcing something internally. You're building trust with yourself. That self trust carries into everything. It affects how confidently you make decisions, how consistent you are over time, and how much you believe in your ability to follow through. And people can feel that, even if you never say a word about it, because integrity shows up in how steady someone is. Not perfect, but consistent enough to be trusted. Everything you're doing right now is shaping that level of trust, not just in what you're doing, but in how you're showing up while building it. The small things, the follow through, the decisions made in private, those are the moments that actually define progress. When no one is watching, are your actions still aligned with where you where you're where you say you're going? So what's done in private always find its way back into what shows up in public. And over time, integrity becomes something people don't just hear about. They recognize it in how you move. If this message resonated with you, please hit the like, follow, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Until then, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.